Ladies and gentlemen, most people think brainwashing is a bad thing. They hear the word and imagine manipulation, control, and losing themselves. But I'm here to tell you brainwashing isn't just real, it's necessary. Because every single day, the world is brainwashing you. The question is, who's in control? Are you being programmed by comfort, excuses, and self-doubt? Or are you programming yourself for success? Your brain is the most powerful tool you have. But most people never take control of it. From the moment you wake up, you are being programmed by your environment, your past, and everything you consume. The world is constantly feeding you thoughts, telling you who you are, what you can do, and what your limits are. And if you don't take control of that programming, you will live a life dictated by fear, doubt, and mediocrity. That's why rewiring your mindset is not just important, it's necessary. Everything starts in the mind. Before you achieve anything in the real world, you must first believe you are capable of achieving it. But here's the problem. Most people don't believe in themselves because they have been conditioned not to. Since childhood, society has told you to play it safe, to follow the rules, to stay in your lane. People tell you to be realistic. But what they really mean is to accept average, to settle for what's comfortable. Over time, this conditioning buries itself deep in your subconscious, and you start believing in limitations that don't actually exist. Rewiring your mindset means stripping away the lies and replacing them with an unshakable belief in yourself. It means taking control of your thoughts before they take control of you. The first step is awareness. You must become conscious of the negative programming that runs in the background of your mind. Every time you think, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, stop and ask yourself, who told me that? Where did that belief come from? Most of the time, you'll realize those thoughts are not even your own. They were given to you by others, by parents, teachers, society, or past failures. But just because you believe something for years doesn't mean it's true. The next step is replacing those thoughts with new ones that empower you. Instead of saying, I can't, start saying, I will. Instead of thinking, this is too hard, tell yourself, I thrive under pressure. The words you use shape your reality. Most people don't realize how powerful self-talk is. If you repeat something enough times, your brain starts to believe it. That's why you must deliberately feed your mind with thoughts that strengthen you. This process isn't easy. Your brain will resist. It will try to pull you back into comfort because that's what it's wired to do. The human brain is designed for survival, not success. It wants to keep you safe, which means avoiding discomfort, risk, and change. But comfort is the enemy of growth. If you want to achieve more, you must be willing to get uncomfortable. One of the best ways to rewire your mindset is to prove your old beliefs wrong. Take action before you feel ready. Push yourself to do things you once thought were impossible. Every time you succeed at something you once doubted, your brain starts to shift. You begin to see yourself differently, not as someone who is limited, but as someone who is capable of anything. Rewiring your mindset is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. You must constantly guard your mind against negativity, excuses, and the influences that try to bring you back down. You must surround yourself with people who push you forward, consume content, strengthens you, and stay disciplined in the way you think. If you don't take control of your mind, someone else will. But if you choose to rewire it, if you take charge of your thoughts and beliefs, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The choice is yours. Stay hard. What you put into your mind determines what comes out of it. Every day, from the moment you wake up, you are absorbing information consciously or unconsciously. The music you listen to, the shows you watch, the conversations you have, and the people you surround yourself with, all of it shapes who you are. Your brain is like a sponge, constantly soaking in whatever is around it. The problem is that most people don't control what they absorb. They consume negativity, distractions, and nonsense, then wonder why they feel unmotivated, stuck, or lost. If you want to reprogram yourself for success, you have to control your inputs. The world is filled with noise. Social media, the news, and even the people around you are constantly feeding you messages. Most of those messages are designed to keep you weak, afraid, and dependent. The news thrives on fear, making you believe the world is falling apart. Social media bombards you with fake success stories, making you feel like you're behind. Friends and family, often without realizing it, project their own fears onto you, telling you to be realistic and play it safe. If you're not careful, all of these influences will shape your thinking and hold you back. That's why you have to take control. You have to become the gatekeeper of your mind. You wouldn't let just anyone walk into your house and trash the place, so why would you let just any information enter your mind and pollute your thoughts? You must be ruthless about what you allow in. Cut out the negativity. Stop watching things that drain your energy. Stop listening to people who discourage you. Distance yourself from those who always complain but never take action. If something isn't making you stronger, it's making you weaker. Instead, fill your mind with the right fuel. Read books that challenge you. Listen to podcasts that push you to be better. Surround yourself with people who are on the same mission as you. Seek out content that makes you think bigger, work harder, and demand more from yourself. The more positive, productive influences you consume, the more your mindset will shift. Over time, your thoughts will change, your beliefs will change, and your actions will follow. One of the most powerful things you can do is replace passive consumption with active learning. Most people spend hours scrolling through social media, watching pointless videos, or engaging in meaningless conversations. Imagine if all that time was spent learning new skills, studying great minds, or building something meaningful. Every book you read, every conversation you have with a high-level person, every moment spent consuming valuable knowledge, it all compounds. Success is not about one big breakthrough. It's about the daily habits and inputs that shape your mind over time. People underestimate how much their environment affects them. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you surround yourself with lazy, negative people, you will adopt their mindset. On the other hand, if you immerse yourself in an environment where people are driven, disciplined, and constantly improving, you will rise to their level. Your circle is your standard. If you want to be great, put yourself in situations that demand greatness from you. This process takes time. At first, you might not notice a difference. You might still feel stuck in old thought patterns, still hear that voice of doubt in your head. But keep feeding your mind the right things, and over time, it will shift. You will think differently, act differently, and expect more from yourself. Eventually, the person you used to be will feel like a stranger, and the person you've become will feel unstoppable. Success starts with what you allow into your mind. If you want to change your life, change your inputs, take control. Stay focused, stay disciplined, stay hard. Most people go through life avoiding discomfort at all costs. They choose the easy route, the safe path, the one that doesn't challenge them. They wake up late, hit snooze, skip workouts, avoid difficult conversations, and stay in situations that no longer serve them because discomfort is painful. But what they don't realize is that the very thing they are avoiding is the key to their success. Discomfort is not your enemy, it is your greatest teacher. If you want to grow, if you want to become something more than you are today, you must learn that when bandage discomfort, seek it out and make it your new normal. Your mind is wired for survival, not for success. It wants to keep you safe, comfortable, and free from pain. That's why when things get hard, your brain tells you to stop. It tells you to quit the workout, to stay in bed, to take the easy option. But here's the truth. Growth never happens in comfort. The strongest people, the most successful people, the ones who dominate in any field, those are the ones who have trained themselves to lean into discomfort instead of running from it. They have rewired their minds to see pain not as something to avoid, but as something to embrace. Discomfort is the price of greatness. Every time you push past your limits, every time you endure something difficult, you are getting stronger. Think about it. The first time you do something hard, it feels impossible. Your body resists, your mind screams at you to stop. But if you keep going, something incredible happens. The pain doesn't break you, it builds you. The next time it gets a little easier. And over time, you realize that what once seemed unbearable is now routine. That's how progress works. That's how champions are made. The problem is that most people never push past that first moment of pain. The second things get tough, they quit. They tell themselves, this isn't for me, or I'm just not good at this, or I'll try again later. But later never comes. They stay the same because they refuse to go through the fire that would make them better. The ones who succeed are the ones who push past the breaking point, the ones who ignore the voice in their head telling them to stop, the ones who train themselves to see pain as progress. If you want to rewire your mind for success, you have to start seeking discomfort every single day. Wake up earlier than you want to, take cold showers, push yourself harder in the gym. Have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Do something that scares you. The more you expose yourself to discomfort, the more resilient you become. You stop seeing pain as something negative and start seeing it as proof that you are growing. The best part, once you condition yourself to embrace discomfort, nothing can stop you. You become unbreakable. Most people fold under pressure because they have never trained themselves to endure hard things. But when you make discomfort your ally, when you teach yourself to keep going no matter how hard it gets, you separate yourself from the pack. You become the person who doesn't quit, who doesn't back down, who refuses to be average. So the next time you feel pain, don't run from it. Step into it. Push through it. Let it mold you into something stronger. Because on the other side of discomfort is everything you've ever wanted. The choice is yours. Stay comfortable and stay the same, or embrace the pain and become something greater. Stay hard. Discipline is the foundation of success. Most people rely on motivation to get things done, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. One day you feel inspired to work hard, hit the gym, or pursue your goals, and the next you don't. That's why so many people start strong but never finish. They wait for the feeling to return, but it never does. The ones who succeed are the ones who don't wait to feel like doing something. They do it no matter what. That's the difference between the average and the average. The average person listens to their feelings. The elite follow their discipline. Discipline is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who make excuses. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's doing the work when no one is watching. It's pushing yourself past exhaustion when your mind is screaming for you to stop. Discipline means showing up every single day regardless of how you feel. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. People think discipline is something you either have or you don't, but that's not true. It's a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The less you use it, the weaker you become. The key to building relentless discipline is to stop negotiating with yourself. The second you allow debate, you've already lost. The moment you start thinking, maybe I'll take a day off, or I can just do it later, you are setting yourself up for failure. Successful people don't entertain these thoughts. They don't give themselves an option. They make a decision and stick to it. If they say they're going to wake up at 5 a.m., they do it, no snooze button, no excuses. If they commit to a workout, they show up no matter how tired, sore, or unmotivated they feel. Their actions are not up for debate. The problem with most people is that they give themselves too many choices. They allow their feelings to dictate their actions. They tell themselves they'll work hard when they feel ready, but that moment never comes. The truth is, you will never feel like doing hard things. Your brain will always look for the easy way out. That's why you must create a system where your actions are automatic. You don't think about whether you'll work out, wake up early, or do the hard task, you just do it. One of the most powerful ways to build discipline is to set clear, non-negotiable standards for yourself. Decide in advance what you will and will not tolerate. If you say you're going to work out 5 days a week, stick to it. If you say you're going to read every night instead of scrolling on your phone, follow through. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you reinforce the identity of someone who is disciplined, someone who follows through, someone who does what needs to be done. At first, this will be uncomfortable. Your mind will resist. You will want to quit. But over time, discipline becomes your new default. It stops feeling like a struggle and starts feeling like who you are. And once you reach that point, nothing can stop you. You don't need motivation because you built something stronger, an unshakable work ethic, a mindset that refuses to quit. So stop waiting to feel ready. Stop giving yourself options. Build a discipline that makes acceptance inevitable. Do what you said you would do, no matter what. Because in the end, discipline is the only thing that separates the winners from the ones who only wish they could win. Stay hard. Failure is one of the most misunderstood concepts in life. Most people fear it, avoid it, and let it define them. They see failure as proof that they aren't good enough, that they should quit, that success isn't meant for them. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a necessary part of it. The people who achieve the most in life are the ones who fail the most. They don't run from failure, they use it as fuel. They see it as feedback, as a teacher, as an opportunity to grow stronger. If you want to succeed at anything, you must rewire your mind to see failure differently. Most people are taught from a young age that failure is something to be ashamed of. In school, you're punished for getting the wrong answer. In society, people laugh at those who try and fall short. Over time, this conditioning makes people afraid to take risks. They start avoiding anything that could lead to failure, and in doing so, they limit themselves. They stay in their comfort zones, never testing their limits, never finding out what they are truly capable of. But this is the biggest mistake you can make. Avoiding failure doesn't keep you safe, it keeps you stuck. If you look at the most successful people in the world, you'll see that their path was built on failure. Athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders, every single one of them has failed over and over again. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was cut from his high school team. He didn't quit, he used that failure as motivation to train harder. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before he got it right. When asked about his failures, he didn't see them as defeats, he saw them as steps towards success. The difference between winners and everyone else is that winners don't let failure stop them. They let it drive them. The key to flipping failure into fuel is to change how you react to it. Most people take failure personally. They see it as a sign that they aren't good enough. But failure is never about who you are, it's about what you did. And what you did can always be improved. Instead of thinking, I failed, so I should quit, you must think, I failed, so now I know what I need to fix. Failure gives you information. It tells you what isn't working so you can adjust, refine, and try again with more knowledge than before. The only true failure is quitting. As long as you keep going, keep learning, and keep improving, you are never really failing. You are simply in the process of getting better. Every setback, every mistake, every loss is a chance to sharpen your skills, strengthen your mindset, and prepare for the next opportunity. The most dangerous thing you can do is let failure break your confidence. When you do that, you rob yourself of your own potential. If you want to build an unstoppable mindset, you must seek out failure. That's right, seek it out. Take risks, challenge yourself, and put yourself in situations where failure is possible. Because every time you fail, you are learning. You are growing. You are becoming stronger than the version of yourself that played it safe. The only people who never fail are the ones who never try. And those are the people who live with the most regret. So don't fear failure. Flip it into fuel. Use it to sharpen your skills, to build your resilience, to push yourself harder than before. The only way you truly lose is if you stop trying. Keep going, keep learning, keep getting better. In the end, the ones who succeed aren't the ones who never failed, they're the ones who refuse to stay down. Stay hard. Most people have a tendency to quit when things get tough. They face a roadblock, encounter difficulty, or feel the weight of the challenge. And instead of pressing forward, they give up. They take the path of least resistance and retreat back into comfort, leaving their dreams and potential unfulfilled. But the ones who achieve greatness, the ones who leave a lasting impact, are the ones who never quit. They are the ones who stay in the arena even when it feels like the odds are stacked against them. They don't walk away when it gets hard, they dig deeper and keep fighting, knowing that victory is often closest when you feel like quitting the most. In life, you will be tested. You will face failure, setbacks, obstacles, and moments where it feels impossible to go on. The easy choice is to quit, to walk away and tell yourself that maybe it's just not meant to be. But that's the choice that keeps you average. That's the choice that keeps you stuck. The real test is not how you handle success, but how you handle adversity. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, when everything is aligned and when the path is smooth. But real character is built when you're in the middle of the storm, when the world seems to be against you, and when you feel like throwing in the towel. The ones who stay in the arena are the ones who understand that success doesn't come from avoiding pain, but from embracing it. They don't see obstacles as roadblocks, they see them as opportunities. Every challenge they face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become better, to learn, and to improve. Every setback is a stepping stone. The greats understand that the journey is never linear. It's full of ups and downs, victories and defeats. The difference is that they don't let the defeats define them. They keep showing up day after day, and eventually they reach the other side, stronger and wiser. Staying in the arena requires an unshakable mindset. You have to be willing to endure hardship, rejection, pain, and doubt without allowing those things to break you. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't go your way, but real champions push through that discouragement. They don't let failure dictate their self-worth or future. Instead, they use it as fuel. They understand that no one achieves greatness without going through the fire. You have to be willing to stand in the heat, take the blows, and keep going. That's how you build the mental toughness needed to succeed. There will be times when your progress feels slow, when your efforts don't seem to be paying off, when you wonder if it's all worth it. In those moments, the temptation to quit will be strong. But this is where you have to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. You have to connect with the vision of who you want to become and hold on to that vision with everything you've got. When you stay in the arena, when you refuse to quit, no matter how tough it gets, you are forging a future version of yourself that is unbeatable. The key to staying in the arena is to develop resilience, to build a mental and emotional strength that allows you to endure pain and persevere through adversity. You can't rely on motivation or inspiration to keep you going. Those things will come and go. What you need is discipline and determination. You need to show up even when you don't feel like it, to push through the moments of doubt, exhaustion, and frustration, knowing that every time you do, you are getting closer to your goal. The arena is where true transformation happens. It's where you become the person you were always meant to be. The ones who make it are the ones who keep showing up, who keep fighting, who refuse to let setbacks stop them. So no matter how tough things get, no matter how many times you stumble, fall, stay in the arena. Don't quit. Keep swinging. Keep moving forward. Because the ones who stay in the fight are the ones who win in the end. Stay hard.